Wait for it to load. Okay. To start off, actually, let's start from the bottom and go to the top. Alright. I put these two guys at the bottom because I can't recognize them. I don't know who they are. I know, I think... I really don't, I can't remember, but maybe they're good, maybe they're bad, I don't know. But for bad, I put... Okay. Sorry about that. For bad, I put Mason Rudolph. Because... Hold on. Gotta do one thing. Hold on. Yeah, but, I put Mason Rudolph in bad because he really hasn't done much since Ben Roethlisberger was injured. He really just wasn't that great. Didn't really do much. Put him in bad. Gardner Minshew. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna be insane. Oh my god. But he ended up looking like crap for the most part. He had like 3 good games. The rest were just like, what are you doing? Gardner Minshew does not deserve to be any higher than bad, in my opinion. Then we got one of the suckiest quarterbacks in the NFL, Carson Wentz. He is garbage. He is frustrating to watch. And he's just... God, why is he bad? He used to be so good, and now he is so bad. And I couldn't put him any higher than bad. And then we got Dwayne Haskins. He's really not terrible, I guess. He just hasn't really proved much. Hasn't really done much. You know, I mean, I don't know. I think Dwayne Haskins isn't really the best quarterback. Moving on to meh. The meh category. We got Teddy Bridgewater. I'm only putting him there because he's meh. I mean, he hasn't done much for Carolina. They're like, what, 4-9, I think? So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. He really hasn't given them much hope at all. They need to draft a quarterback, Panthers, because Teddy Bridgewater's not the answer. Moving on to Marcus Mariota. Haven't seen him play, let alone start. Oh, my bad. Haven't seen him play in a while. So I figured I'd put him in meh because I don't really know how he played now. I just chucked him in there. Maybe he could go to average. I don't know. I put him in meh. Andy Dalton. He's not really doing it for the Cowboys. I mean, he's not awful. He's not Carson Wentz, but like he's not Dak Prescott either. I put him in meh. Andy Dalton, it's just nah. Jameis Winston. You know, hey, he throws so many interceptions. He makes Carson Wentz, like, look good. Actually, that's not true. He just throws too many picks. Not really good enough to be considered a starter. I put him in meh. Ryan Fitzpatrick. I feel like he could go to average. I really think he could, but like, I don't know. He's getting older. He's a little off sometimes. Throws interceptions a lot. And I think this is a good spot for him. Sam Darnold. Kind of feel bad for the guy getting placed on the suckiest team maybe in NFL history. And he really he has no weapons. He has nobody to throw to. And then he gets blamed after every freaking loss. And he gets, like, injured and benched. And he's just a mess with Sam Darnold, but I think he's in meh. And then Drew Lock. he hasn't really taken the Broncos anywhere. He really just, I mean, he's, ever since Peyton Manning, the Broncos have just not had a quarterback. So I put him in that. Moving on to the average category. Derek Carr. I think this is a good spot for him because he has done some good for the Raiders. He has. Done a little bit of bad, but mostly good. I think he's a good quarterback for the Raiders. Joe Burrow. Haven't seen much of him so far in his career due to the injury. Was it a torn ACL? I think. I don't know. I know he got extremely hurt though. But I put him in average. I didn't put him in meh because he did look promising. He led the Bengals to a lot of one-possession games. They tied with the Eagles, so that's embarrassing for us, but good for them, I guess. Joe Burrow he looked promising. I'll put him in there. Mitchell Trubisky, I would have put him in meh, but the Bears played really well last game. I forget who they versed. What was it? Who was it? I can't remember, but they played really well. They got like 30-something points. Trubisky played pretty well. Mostly the defense, though. But I put him there. I feel like he's slowly getting better. Back to his earlier, like, better playoff days. I put him in there, though. And then we got Jimmy Garoppolo, who I might have... I probably should have put him in good, but I'm keeping him in average because he really... Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm going to keep him in average, honestly. Because comparing him to Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr, I think that makes sense. He's really nothing too special. I'm keeping him in there. Tua Tagovailoa. A lot of people overhype this guy. I really don't see it in him. I mean, he's good. He's done good for the Dolphins, but that's really mostly their defense. They're doing all the work. Their secondary is really good. Tua's made some plays. He's made some plays, but I feel like I need to see more out of him to put him in the good category, to be honest. He's still a good quarterback, though, I guess. Kirk Cousins, same thing. He looks good at times, but he just throws too many interceptions. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't think Kirk Cousins qualifies to be in the good category. And he can never really just finish it off. Like, I don't know, it's hard to... And the Vikings offense has to lean on Dalvin Cook so much. I don't know, Kirk Cousins, I don't know. Justin Herbert, I feel like I put all the rookies in average. All the rookie quarterbacks, but... a lot of people crap on Justin Herbert, but he's actually a pretty good quarterback. He's played a little bit worse recently, but... I mean, the Chargers are just a bad team. I mean, they're just not really that good. I feel like Justin Herbert needs help on offense if he wanted to look better, but I think he looks promising so far. Ryan Tannehill, he is pretty up and down. He struggled against the Browns, that's true, but I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback for the Titans. They do kind of have to lean on Derrick Henry, but I think that he has good weapons in A.J. Brown and all those other guys. I think Ryan Tannehill is an average quarterback. And then Daniel Jones, the last one. A lot of people say he's meh. I think he's okay. You know, he's really fast, actually, surprisingly. He's really fast. Oh, crap. Hold on. Yeah, he's pretty fast. He's got good receivers and Sterling Shepard and what's the other guy's name? Darius Slayton, Evan Ingram. You know, he's got good Golden Tate too. He's got a lot of good He's got a lot of good receivers, which kind of make him look better. He throws a couple picks every now and then, but I mean, Daniel Jones, I feel like he is a good quarterback. He just needs to get better over time. But I think, as much as I hate to admit it, yeah. Okay, now in the good category, we got Matt Ryan. I considered putting him in average, but I feel like Matt Ryan is a little bit better than average. He's getting old, obviously, but I think he's good enough to stay in good. He's got Julio Jones, who I think is injured, but he's also got Calvin Ridley and the other guy, I forgot his name, was it Hayden Hurst? I can't remember, or was that the Seahawks? I can't freaking remember. But he's had a pretty decent career. God dang, keeps doing that. Alright, Ben Roethlisberger. Again, he's got great weapons. Nothing too crazy with him. You know, simple passes, simple throws. Like, the least mobile quarterback in the NFL, probably, other than Tom Brady. But, I mean, I don't know. He's good. Will he go to the Hall of Fame? Probably not. I wouldn't put him there. Unless he won, like, another 2 Super Bowls, maybe. But I'm putting him in good. Baker Mayfield, this might surprise a lot of people. But Baker Mayfield, he's looked really good in the last 3 games. And even though they lost to the Ravens, that was one of his best games ever of his career. You know, as much as I dislike this guy, he's a good quarterback, or at least he's looked good. We'll see how he does when the postseason arrives, but he's looked alright. I'll put him in good. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. He's got hurt, out for the season. But he, I don't know. I wanted to put him in average, but I feel like he's got more talent than guys like Kirk Cousins and Ryan Tannehill. I feel like he's got more talent than them. I think he is more accurate. I feel like Dak Prescott. Okay, the only reason I feel like Dak Prescott looks good is because he's throwing to guys like Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, the other tight end, I forgot his name. But he's got crazy good weapons. If he had Eagles receivers, he would not be as good as they say he is. He's just throwing to crazy good receivers. And he's got a heck of an offense. The offensive line is a little banged up, but he's got a crazy good offense, which is why he looks good. But I think he's a good quarterback overall. Then we got Matthew Stafford. I think he is good. I think Matthew Stafford's good. He got hurt recently. But apart from that, I think he's a good quarterback. Hasn't really had a crazy good career with the Lions. Hasn't been in the playoffs too much. But he's good. I like Matthew Stafford. I think he's a good quarterback. Nothing really too much into it. I just think he's a good quarterback. That's all I really think. Phillip Rivers. This one was tough. I wanted to put him in average, but he's had a good season so far with a new team. So I'm putting him in the good category. Maybe the Colts will do good in the playoffs. I don't know. They usually do pretty meh. They usually choke in the wild card round, sometimes the divisional round, but he looks good so far, Phillip Rivers, and I put him in good. Then we have Jared Goff. A lot of people say he's average, he's not even that good. Overpaid him. I don't know about that. I think Jared Goff has had a good career with the Rams. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like he's done good for them. He's not a superstar, he's nothing too crazy with Jared Goff, but he gets the job done, and that's what the Rams need, I feel like. I hate their uniforms, though, but we're not going to get into that yet. Then we go to the great category with Lamar Jackson. He's great, but he's not, extremely good. Lamar, he looked really good in the Browns game, but that was just the Browns game. I need to see more out of his arm, especially his legs are crazy good. He's probably the best mobile quarterback in the NFL. But I want to see more of him throwing and less running. The Ravens looked like the last year's Ravens in that game, but I don't know. Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback. He just needs that little bit, I feel like, to be considered in the best category, which I will get to after this. Josh Allen, also a very good quarterback. He's got a crazy good arm. Kind of reminds me of Carson Wentz back in 2017, a little bit. Maybe more athletic, but I feel like he fits in with the Bills. He's a great quarterback overall. And I there's really nothing much to it. I think Josh Allen's just a great quarterback. And then we got Deshaun Watson, also a very good quarterback. I remember watching him when he played for Clemson, and I knew he was going to be a good NFL quarterback. I knew he'd be a starter. And he looks good on the Texans. I mean, I'd want to be traded because the Texans kind of screwed him over by getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins, giving him David Johnson instead. I'm sure he was really thrilled about that. He's still got good weapons, but the Texans' offense just can't really get up off their feet. But Deshaun Watson's a great superstar quarterback, Pro Bowl for sure. I think Deshaun Watson's a good quarterback. Then we got Drew Brees. Wanted to put him in the S-tier elite category, but I decided not to because he's getting older, but I feel like he just can't get there. Every single season he comes so close to a Super Bowl, and then the Saints choke, whether it's against the Vikings or the Rams or any other team, I don't know, but Drew Brees is he's going to the Hall of Fame for sure, but I think he's on the very bridge of great and elite. And then we got Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, he might be a little high, but I personally think he's a really good quarterback for the Cardinals. He's wicked fast. He's got great weapons. He's got D-Hop. I like what I've seen out of Kyler Murray, and I think he's a great quarterback. Maybe I should have put him in good. I don't really know. I like him in great because I think he's a great quarterback. That brings us to our elite quarterbacks. We got Russell Wilson, who personally I think he's had a little bit of a... Oh, that's not true necessarily. He's had another great year. Russell Wilson, as much as I despise the Seahawks, I gotta respect this guy. He's a really good quarterback. I want him to go to the Hall of Fame. I think the Ravens, or not the Ravens, I think the Seahawks need another Super Bowl win with him, and I think he's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. He hasn't had a bad year. He's just really good. Patrick Mahomes, MVP candidate so far this year. I think he's really... he's just good every year so far of his career. Yes, he does have the Chiefs' offense, and the Chiefs' defense is a helper as well. But I think Patrick Mahomes, you just can't put him in the great category. He's elite. And then we got Aaron Rodgers, who personally I think he should win MVP this season. Oh, it's snowing at my house. That's cool. Aaron Rodgers is a fantastic quarterback. I like this guy a lot. I hope he goes to the Hall of Fame. I feel like he deserves it. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers is just one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And that leaves us to the infamous Tom Brady. Really don't like this guy as a player, but I mean he's the GOAT. Can't argue with that. He's looked a little meh this season. I wanted to put him in great, but I feel like he fits in more with the elite quarterbacks. I don't know. As of now, he's probably in the great category, but I put him in the elite because I don't know.